differently abled, differently.
Welcome back. Action Foundation has embarked on a 6-year journey with the aim of transforming how Kenya supports young children with disabilities.
The Action Foundation Kenya over the years has been working to end discrimination towards children, women and girls with disabilities in the marginalized communities.
Today is a day we waited for so long. We are rolling out our Disability Inclusive ECD strategy, which will be implemented at first in 7 counties, targeting children with disabilities aged 0 to 8, especially in education, social protection, as well as health opportunities.
We want to focus on empowering persons with disabilities at the community level by promoting inclusive development practices that ensure equal participation in social, economic, and civic life.
Through building an inclusive and strong society for people with disabilities, their aim is to ensure they thrive and realize their maximum potential.
Our strategy covers all the sectors: health, education, as well as livelihood opportunities for caregivers. And under the education docket, honestly, every child can learn. You just have to teach them the way they learn. It could be home-based education, or it could be inclusion within mainstream schools. So we hope that teacher training there can be investments in teacher training by the counties, so that every single teacher has the capacities and the knowledge on how they can include learners who have a disability.
There is the voice of lived experience. And in our case today, it's good that we are seeing and we are hearing that the ones with lived experience, the ones who work closely with the children living with disabilities, the ones who are caregivers, the teachers, they are all represented. That voice of lived experience is one that will continue to be important in the process. Then there's also the voice of expertise, and staff is one of those. And many of the organizations that I've had here, they all represent various expertise that is needed to ensure that children living with disabilities are included totally in health, in education, and in other social inclusion affairs.
With support from different government bodies, they launched a disability inclusion strategy for early childhood development that is meant to be implemented in 7 counties across Kenya.
Today we are delighted to be launching a strategy, a disability inclusive early childhood development strategy, covering matters to do with access for quality rehabilitation services, assistive technology. 2 matters to do with inclusive education. 3, nutrition for children with disabilities. And 4, support system for the caregivers of children with disabilities. So we are very happy to be launching this with the support of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, we have the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, we have the State Department of Children's Services, and 7 target county governments.
We have the coastal region, we have the northern region with Samburu, coastal is with Kilifi, western region is with Siaya, we have Nairobi, which has informal settlements. So all the 7 counties that we've selected, like Murang'a in the central region, are the face of Kenya. We believe that if our strategy works well in these counties, it is easily be able to be replicated in the other counties, because we are targeting pretty much all the diversity that Kenya has.
I have been involved with ODPs for more than 25 years, and I know what they can do. So in the thinking of the Action Foundation, that you decided to bring ODPs on board is a very significant and mature step that you took. And believe you me, it's a step that you will not regret.
With a dream for every child with disability to get access to health and education, they urge counties to embrace this plan.
We hope that in our target counties, that whatever we have launched, that is our DICD strategy, really reaches the child, that caregiver, because our strategy is focusing on both the child and the caregiver who's farthest left behind. So for that, we are working with the county health departments, rehabilitation departments, as well as education departments. We have shared our strategy. They were part of the co-creation of our strategy, and we hope that there will be resource allocation at county level for rehabilitation services, for assistive technology, and actually the big dream is that every child with a disability can access health and education within their closest health facility and their closest school. We believe it's possible, and we want counties to actually invest in this. And we've already seen lots of progress in other areas you've piloted, like in Kajiado, so it can work in these other counties as well.
The organization is dedicated to working closely with the Teacher Service Commission and KICD to develop inclusive education modules and train teachers on how to handle learners with disabilities in schools.
There's a big problem when it comes to matters inclusive education. In all the schools that we are working with, in the counties that we are working in, and I'll give an example of just a county that is near us, Kajiado. When we were training the teachers in Kajiado, we realized that out of 150 teachers, only 5% of them had the capacity to support a child who has a disability. So that is a reflection of our school systems across the country, in that most of the teachers leave the teachers training colleges without knowledge on inclusive education. And we intend to work closely with the TSC, with KICD, want to design modules on inclusive education for the retooling of teachers and for the training of teachers on inclusive education, so that they are well able to cater for the needs of students or learners who have disabilities in the classroom. Whether they are learning disabilities or physical disabilities, we believe that every child should be given a fair chance to run in the classroom.
The Director of Medical Services in Kajiado County emphasizes on the disability services to be made available in level 2 and 3 facilities.
Majority of these disability services are only available in level 4 and 5. We have a total of 138 facilities, and we only have 7 level 4 and 5 out of 138. So majority of our facilities are at level 3 and 2s. So meaning there is a problem of access of these services. So we'll really appreciate if we can, if these services can be taken even to the lower level. Meaning we need more physiotherapists and we need more of these skills even at the lower level.
The Ministry of Health is committed to supporting the strategy as SHA is reviewing the guidelines to ensure comprehensive and inclusive access to all health services.
The ministry is very committed. After the enactment of the Persons with Disability Act 2025, mainstreaming now is mandatory to all MDS, and so we are looking into that because we are developing guidelines to guide us in that space so that we are all inclusive and comprehensive in our package, so that the whole population, because the actually leaving no one behind being the slogan is not a slogan per se, but in the universal health coverage, that is what is required, because that is our population within the nation. So the ministry is very keen at that, and being compliant to the act, it will come to pass.
In Samburu County, they call on for more rehabilitation centers to be able to accommodate every caregiver.
We're excited about the Action Foundation coming in and helping with the kids living with disability, and especially the caregivers who have been left out for the longest time. We have few places for placements of the kids. We have one place providing the services, the rehabilitative services. And we look forward to have more, especially in sub-county where the cases are more. We have people who go for long distance to get the services. So this is so good for us.
With the high cost of living, caregivers have opened up on the burden of stigma and balancing their livelihood needs.
Mtoto wangu ni wa conversion. Anatumia dawa more than 3 na ziko expensive, na mimi mwenyewe ni mtu wa chini. So kupata hizo dawa saa zingine unapata iko na changamoto. Juu unaweza tafuta ile kidogo unapata, unauliza utanunua dawa ama ni chakula. So inabidi upige hesabu venye wewe mwenyewe utafanya. Kwa mzazi mwenye ako na mtoto wa CP, kuna vitu mingi anahitaji. Anataka pampers, anataka dawa, mara anataka kukula, na bado kuna wengine. Hao watu wote lazima ushughulike. Saa zingine uko single mother. Watu wengi wakiona mtoto ako na shida wanatoroka. Wanaume wanaenda, anasema yeye hakuna kwao mtoto anakaa hivyo. So unabaki ni wewe na mtoto. Na wewe kama mama, mama sana sana huwezi toroka mtoto wako. hata akwe hako haje ni wako. Wewe ndio umejua vile yani ile uchungu ya mtoto, wewe ndio unaelewa vizuri. So unang'ang'ana vile atapata matibabu, vile atapata physio na mambo zingine zisonge mbele.
The society need to understand that the disability is there. There are very different types of disability, you know, and it's not a curse, it is not a bad omen. They are supposed to embrace it.
They have asked the government to make the services for children with disabilities to be both affordable and accessible.
Tuko na shida na matibabu na saa zingine huna chochote. Mtoto anaweza converse tu. Ana converse ile serious, wacha ile ya kawaida. Hana dawa, hana sijui nini. Hujui utaenda wapi. Ukienda hospitali inakuwa ni shida. Wewe mwenyewe huna uwezo saa zingine ya kulipa hiyo SHA. Unaona? So mimi naweza sema tu kwa serikali kama wanaweza jaribu watusaidie yani. At least tukue yani tujue kama hao watoto wanaweza tibika. Yani vitu kama hizo zinaweza kuwa rahisi kidogo.
During the launch, parents were asked to give their children a fair chance so that they could benefit from these services.
Mtoto ni mtoto kama mwingine. Mtoto atoke nje, umpeleke therapy kama wengine, umpeleke yani vile unamlea ndio anaendelea tu kuimprove. Ukimficha mtoto si vizuri. Mtoto mtoe kwa wengine, wamzoee huko nje. Ukimficha ndo akitoka ndo wanaanza sasa wanaongea zaidi.
Area identification is important. For a child who has a disability to benefit fully from the services that they may receive, they need to be identified within the first 1,000 days. But that is not possible if parents are hiding their children. That is not possible if there are cultural practices that continue to impede the caregivers from bringing their children to the facilities because of stigma and discrimination. That is not possible if parents will continue to carry the stigma, the discrimination, the self-rejection that comes as a result of giving birth to a child who has a disability. And so our call to the parents is, if you know you have a child who has a disability, give that child a fair chance. Believe that there are possibilities that if you are to take this child to the government facility, that child can be supported and that child will have an independent life if possible.